What's up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, for being subscribed if you are. If you're not, go ahead and hit that button. And if you're listening to this on YouTube while you're at it, hit that like button. It's like walking into the room and hitting that light switch. We just want to go ahead and brighten up the place. So let's get into this podversation / H&M drama. All right. I wanted to share this story with you guys. Feeling like talking about this because, one, the story came up and it is definitely in line with things that I have said over and over again. And I've tried to be as blunt but polite as possible when it comes to Meghan Markle, because I feel that people who just adore and borderline idolize this woman who just kind of came out of nowhere, to be honest with you, it's weird because if you make a comment that they see or just give an observation or share your opinion about her that is seen as negative, when honestly it's not so much as it is a negative, it's just the truth. You're hating on her or you're jealous of her or whatever, and it's nothing of the sort. I've just had my issue when it came to her for the most part is that I felt like she used the race card to benefit her, and people who actually are African American or Black, if you want to use that, because one can say, not even really knowing my full ancestry, I know none of us are like 100% pure that are here in the United States, but I can say that I believe I'm African American based on what I see in my family line. But just calling someone a color, I feel, limits you because you're more than a color. I even feel that way about people who are Caucasian. Like, what is your real ethnicity? To call them white when really they're not white. And people who are told that they're Black, our skin isn't necessarily black, and it's offensive to call someone who is Asian yellow. You wouldn't call someone who has Mediterranean bloodline olive. You wouldn't call someone who is Indian red. Like those things are actually seen as offensive. So why is it okay for people to call someone who is African American Black and call someone who's Caucasian white? It's a social construct, race. Anyway, getting off of all of that for the moment, I wanted to share this story because, again, I feel that she used the race card to benefit her, to garner sympathy, and to gain millions of dollars so that she could retreat from the royal family, quote unquote, even though she's still a part of it, as well as her husband, and come back to the United States to benefit her and to profit when she wasn't living that life that she's living now prior to her getting with Prince Harry. So anyway, I want to share this story, and I'm going to play this clip first before I really get into the article, because this is someone that's speaking about Meghan Markle. This is broadcaster Sir Trevor Phillips, and he was on Piers Morgan Uncensored. So I'm going to play this clip.
I think people mistake who Meghan Markle is. She herself said that until she became this princess, she never regarded herself particularly as Black. And that's understandable. She grew up in Los Angeles, in the most wealthy Black enclave anywhere in the United States, Parkview, Windsor Hills in Los Angeles. She went to a private Roman Catholic school. And in a sense, race was never really part of her background. And actually, you knew, anybody who comes from a Black family knew that this was not her territory. When she made this supposedly incendiary claim about somebody asking about what Archie's skin color will be. Well, actually, every Black family, of course, the minute that there's somebody coming, that's what you're speculating about. For white people, it's what color hair, what color eyes. For
particularly
us,
in a family, if one parent is white and one parent is Black, as in her parents, for example.
But the point I really want to make about Meghan Markle is that she had to learn to be Black on the job, as it were. And I think she made a bit of a mess of it. She didn't take advice. And that's, in some senses, why I think they've squandered the opportunity to demonstrate something important about this country. We have the largest uniquely mixed race population anywhere in the developed world that has come about through romance rather than coercion. And they could have been standard bearers.
I totally agree.
All right, so did you hear that? Did you hear that? And I feel so vindicated because it's weird to me when people will come in the comment section and say, oh, here we go, more the Meghan hate train. It's not hate. First of all, it ain't no hate coming from me because I could really care less. I am not wrapped up, tied up, and tangled up in a situation. But if a story interests me, whether it's about Meghan Markle, whether it's about somebody on a reality show or even in politics, I am all over the spectrum. So I'm not obsessed with the royal family, and I'm definitely not obsessed with Meghan Markle, but I feel vindication because I spoke about this. I said this before Chris Rock did his stand-up special where he talked about most Black families, you're speculating what the baby's going to look like, even what color the skin is going to be. Most of us who are African American, we know that when the baby is born initially, they don't have all of their pigmented skin developed. So you look at the top of the baby's ears to see what the skin tone is going to eventually develop into. That is not new. But for her to say that when she talked about people were speculating what color the baby's skin was going to be, and one, she never mentioned exactly who and in what context it was shared. She just put it in a way where it was to make it seem like people were being racist towards her. So I wanted to play that clip because the story talks about Meghan had to learn how to be Black when she joined the royal family because she never considered herself to be that. And again, it's okay, just like the guy said, because I've even said that. Her mom is African American. Her father is not. And she grew up in a privileged, I don't even want to say privileged, but definitely protected way. She definitely grew up in having a lot of access to things that someone who is African American, who did not have the money in the family to be able to go to private school, to live in a wealthy community and, you know, be surrounded by peers that don't necessarily look like you, she probably wouldn't consider herself to be African American because that's just not how she was raised. And her mom even said that how she feels like she did not prepare her. And her mom probably didn't even want to because she didn't even see her daughter in that way. It happens a lot. It doesn't happen all the time with everyone, but it happens a lot. So in the article, Sir Trevor Phillips, he is someone who is African American. He spoke about this situation and he said that the accusations of racism against a member of the royal family, because they commented on the son's skin color, it showed that she was unfamiliar with it and tone deaf to it. And it's just really weird because also I felt that she did not want to be perceived as that. Not saying that she was denying that she was mixed race, but I have said this before where I felt like she really wanted to be seen more like them than different. So she did not want to be seen as even mixed race, let alone a Black woman, and she isn't a Black woman. So for those people who want to say she's Black, she's not. And it's okay. She is not a Black woman. I'm not saying that in a negative way or in a hateful way. I'm just saying what is the God's honest truth. I don't have a problem with her being mixed race. I definitely don't have a problem with her not identifying as Black. But what I do have a problem with is when you want to use that as an advantage to gain and you play on the heartstrings and the sympathies of people who are African American or who consider themselves and call themselves Black, to say, welcome home, we're here for you, you're our sister, we now are in the royal family, we got a princess. You don't have anything, okay? Your duchess or your princess, whatever title you want to give her, she's not Black, okay? And if you thought that Prince Harry was going to marry somebody that looked like Oprah Winfrey, you got another thing coming. Meghan Markle doesn't look anything like Oprah Winfrey or Gayle King or even Tyler Perry for that matter. But because these people have the positions, and Serena Williams, that apparently is supposed to be her friend, she wants to utilize them for their access and what they can offer her, but she definitely doesn't want to look like them. And she doesn't have to, because she's not them. She is a mixed race woman. So when she was doing the podcast and she interviewed Mariah Carey, she told Mariah Carey, I mean, if there's any time in my life that has been more focused on my race, it's only once I started dating my husband. Then I started to understand what it was like to be treated like a Black woman, because up until then, I had been treated like a mixed woman, and things really shifted. And she didn't say I understood what it was to be a Black woman, because she's not. She said I understood what it was like to be treated like a Black woman. And she wanted to have people sympathize with her for that. No one's sympathizing for real, legitimate African American women who are labeled in that category of Black. So that's why I talk about it, because I don't feel sorry for her. There are so many victims in the world. There was a woman who lost her life, had 4 children in Florida because a racist, animalistic old witch couldn't stand living around someone that looked like her. And instead of her getting her old shriveled up ass to move somewhere else, when this woman came to her door, knocked on her door, right or wrong, maybe the woman shouldn't have knocked on the door if she knew that this woman was a crazy racist. But either way, she didn't deserve to lose her life. And this shriveled up old witch shot through the door, took her life, and now she's in jail up on manslaughter charges because they can't use, or they won't use, the MURDER charge, because they're saying that because of the stand your ground laws in Florida and the complications of things, they don't feel that they can charge her for that. So they're going with what they can, which is manslaughter, which of course carries a lesser sentence if she's found guilty. She's been charged, but she hasn't been tried yet and convicted. And if she gets convicted, who knows what the sentence is going to be. That woman is a victim. That woman's family is a victim. That's just one example. And if you put her picture next to Meghan Markle, there's just no comparison of who the actual victims are. So I don't want to hear people talking about the Meghan hate train and all this other bullcrap, because I don't care about Meghan's problems. Some people may say, if you don't care about her, why are you talking about her? I'm talking about what's been put out here and it's the news. I'm not digging to find any information about her to come out here and expose. That's just definitely not something I'm interested in, and I don't have time to do it if I was interested in it. I'm just talking about stories that are already out here, and I just don't feel any sympathy or sorrow for her. But I wanted to talk about this because I felt that it was an important situation to discuss, especially since it has recently been talked about by people who are African American that are British, who are in the UK, and feels that she failed when this could have been an opportunity for them to really expound on the views that some people have possibly on people that are mixed race or who are quote unquote Black that are in the UK, and now having someone of mixed race married into the royal family, they just ducked and dodged this opportunity to profit, to come to the United States and profit, and then want to use this victimhood to profit off of it. And that's why the things that they're trying to do, the projects that they're trying to do are failing, because you grifted off of the sympathy card and the race card, and then now you want to be above that. So we'll see how far this goes, guys. I just wanted to talk about this. You guys, let me know your thoughts about this respectfully in the comments section. Thank you so much for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until the next time, I just wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.